given by Maharaj. We read the first two parts last week, I think. We'll continue from it. It's very, deep and very profound lecture, which gives a very good insight or a holistic understanding of this the the intent of this shloka. So let me bring it up. Uh, here is the. Now we have to read from the third part onwards. Mm, there is- Let me know if you are able to see the screen.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, so we will read the verse and the translation once again. Otherwise, we'll miss why we are actually reading from that. So, somebody would like to recite the shloka and the translation, please. Just come up with the.
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Please, Mataji, go ahead.
Samapyadabhra vipo samapyate yena vidamsu bhushitam pratyāhi dukkhe muhur āchitātmanam sanklesha nirvānam uchanti nānyata. Translation.
Translation.
These therefore describe the Almighty Lord's activities which you have learned by your vast knowledge of the Vedas, for that will satisfy the hankerings of great learned men and at the same time mitigate the miseries of the masses of common people who are always suffering from material science. Indeed, there is no other way to get out of such miseries.
So, beautiful words, of course. Here, last week when we were discussing this point, it was a very interesting point that Prabhu Maharaj was telling this year that serious inquisitiveness, Prabhupada was always telling from here, it's a very nice profound statement. We'll read this and then we'll continue. Prabhupada is always telling, if even one becomes a pure devotee in the whole lot, then I will take my endeavors for successful. This is very, I mean, it's a very reasonable ask, frankly speaking. So many millions of followers are there, but Prabhupada is saying that even if 1% becomes a pure devotee, actually, it shows how much endeavor is required to become a pure devotee, really. Uh, Bhakti Saraswati Thakur was, successful. He got so many, and Prabhupada also had so many nice devotees in his followers. He did so much labor for us, and he was just looking for one pure devotee. Please try to be that pure devotee by following these things. Means whatever is told so far. That's why I'm forcing you to understand this verse, which is the easiest and most effective for common preaching. And apart from preaching, we should preach this to our own self because we are also suffering. It's a beautiful point here for Bush Mataji. We always tend to say the tough task, we tend to give it to others, isn't it? Uh, the tough tasks of, doing chanting, 16 rounds, or performing uh, puja, or, you know, making some big initiatives to say this is not for us. But simpler, easier ways, we always look out for shortcuts. Anytime we go anywhere, people always ask this question, Prabhuji, can you give some shortcuts because devotional service itself is a shortcut. On top of it, what more shortcut do we want? Yeah, nobody would have given this in a platter that, Bhagavatam is so difficult to understand. Prabhupada has given so many commentaries and understanding, lectures, conversations, so many things. Frankly speaking, we don't lack the infrastructure at all. The infrastructure, the support structure that we need, that is all with us, honestly. We just have to take advantage of it, that's all, right? So, Here, so it's very interesting that Maharaj is saying at this point, always he insisted that be that pure devotee that Prabhupada wanted. And basically, we should preach to ourselves, then only we can preach to others. That is when we actually get into the path of pure devotion. We can easily preach to others. We can easily say that, you have to do this, you have to do that. So many things we can tell. But end of the day, if we don't follow it ourselves, then this is of no use. Mhm. So with that, we'll go to the next uh, part, part three. Carry Krishna with you. So Maharaj was insisting on the importance of serious study of scriptures. Then he goes further on this. So uh, we like to continue, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Mm.
2. Carry
Carry
Krishna with
Krishna
you.
with you. Mm.
Prabhupada's translation is just like a poetry. Please remember these things. Prabhupada is very kind to us to do all these translations. Daily he was waking up at 1 a.m. and doing these things. In old days, how much his body would have been troubling him, don't know. Just be merciful to him for doing these activities. The Sanskrit verses must be learned nicely. You should be a real devotee of Prabhupada. He has made it very easy. Once you try, you will pick up very soon. In the beginning, it will be very difficult. Start with the 18 verses of Bhagavad Gita, 2.55 to 72. See
These
to
slokas are the Sita Pragyasya Ka Bhasha, starting with that question, they are technically called Bhakti Yoga section of the second chapter, summarized Gita, the second chapter, no? In that, the last 18 verses are the Bhakti Yoga verses. Okay, please continue.
see to that these verses are in your mouth and learn their translations also by heart. People will worship you for this. Apart from worship, we want to understand. This is how you should remember the verses and explain. The more you will explain in the words of Sanskrit, they will really uh, fall at your feet because this is the knowledge, non-different from Krishna.
So Maharaj is here basically he is insisting that carrying Krishna does not simply mean physically carrying Krishna.
Mm.
See, we're physically carrying a deity of Krishna, or it's not like that. Carrying Krishna actually means carrying Krishna in our heart. Means in the form of these shlokas also we can carry Krishna with us. How nice it is! Huh? Very simple. Just learn one shloka. Sita pragyasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava. Sita dikam praparasya prabhasya tatimasita ujyate. Very easy. Once it sits in our mind, the Sanskrit verses, magic of Sanskrit verses is that they will not go away at all. But we are lazy, that's why we are not taking it. The reason is we think, oh, if I say Sanskrit shloka, who is going to understand? Even that time I can speak some English words and people will understand. But we don't realize that the Sanskrit shlokas form the foundation and they have the potency to attract the minds of the listeners even if they don't understand. English is not like that. We have to understand it. Hmm? So this is very important to note, Prabhu's messages from the perspective of the how powerful these Sanskrit slokas are. So let's continue. Hmm?
You are carrying Krishna with you. You should always carry Krishna. Come what may, marry or no marry. Take Krishna with you. Laughter. Go to hell, but take Krishna with you. In any part of the country or in any part of the planet, you take Krishna and move about. Krishna must be always with you. The 12th and 15th chapters of Bhagavad Gita are so nice. How long does it take for you to study them? Please do this labor. Don't waste your time. Please remember, wasting time is a sin because time wasted we will never get back. We are criminals if we waste time. Time is wasted in talking. If somebody comes to talk to you, tell them to study some words like this. Don't talk anything else. Maharaj is also, he's almost requesting all of us
Yeah, yeah.
that we should do So that is the compassion he has for all of us.
Yeah, yes, Mukul, very true. And he was very particular that we don't waste, because he was 90 years old. He knows how he had utilized his life throughout. Uh, if you look at, see, the time of the world, uh, those days, the time of those days are all very, like, see, you don't have such a fast riding bikes or cars and all. So if you have to go from one place to another, if you have to go from one place to another, you need to take so much time there those days. But if now you save so much time in that way, and say to receive some news, or there was no such facilities for communication. There's no facilities for receiving messages, information, and all that. Now the information, media, and all is so advanced. So honestly speaking, those days they were struggling much more. They didn't have ATMs, they didn't have online payment. They have to physically get the cash, stand in the queue in the banks. Hmm? So we have to really, work hard for all these things. Hmm? So it's very important to see that difference. And in spite of that, they were studying very nicely. They were not wasting their time in discussing so many other different things. You see. Hmm?
I just remembered Prabhuji, in Russia, I think I read somewhere, or I heard in one lecture, that they were told that the Bhagavad Gita will be taken away from them. And one
Yeah,
devotee, he all through the night and by hearted all the 700 verses.
yeah.
We are so comfortable. In spite of all
Hmm.
these things we are unable to do, we are so complacent. That is what is
Yeah.
Narada got to work hard.
Yeah, we say no, "Ghar ki murgi dal barabar," we say, no? It's like
Mm.
that. We take it for granted. I remember Maharaj told one of the devotees in US. He's a American body devotee, brahmachari. So he was studious, and he asked some questions to Maharaj. Maharaj told him that uh, you have to uh, learn the whole Bhagavad Gita by heart. He said, "What is this Maharaj is telling? It's impossible." No, you will definitely do it. Start doing it. Definitely Krishna will help you. So he started slowly getting through that. Within a year or two, he got the whole Bhagavad Gita by heart. And
Mhm.
in fact, on the last world thing we learned, then he was coming to India, and he really wanted to go to Maharaj and tell him that, Maharaj, by your mercy, and I followed your instruction, and I learned the whole Bhagavad Gita like that. But unfortunately, that's the time Maharaj was seriously ill in his last days in the Bhaktivinoda hospital. So by the time he came, Maharaj had already just then he had left in a day or
Mm.
two, and he was so devastated. He in our one of the memorial posts, he posted this, and it was so very inspiring to hear that he just got this one instruction from Maharaj. He is seeing Maharaj for the first time. He is already there for sometimes the brahmachari doing various services. But that one instruction, he took it so
Mm.
seriously, and he did it by heart and completely learned the Bhagavad Gita by heart. You know, it's actually just our laziness that is stopping us. Otherwise, we have so much time to talk so many things. That's why Maharaj is telling, if somebody is coming to talk to you, tell them to study words like this. Maharaj would say, either they will sit and learn with you, or they will go away. They will feel bored and they will go away. Either way, your time will not be wasted. Right? If you are alone, you can, if you, at least get rid of this thing, unnecessary Gramya Katha, this percentage, this, that percentage, this. How long will you keep talking and hearing about these things? Waste of
Mm.
time. So, Maharaj, that's why he was telling that already our time is so short. Don't make it even shorter by wasting your time. Srinivas Prabhu, you are yawning a lot. You can probably do it in video offline, because it will disturb others who are seeing. Sorry about that. So this part we know is to continue. Please continue this one.
People come and think about themselves. I am this, I am that. Forget everything. You are just bag of stool and urine and nothing else. Laughter. So if someone comes to waste your time, you tell them, if you don't want to speak about Krishna, what else do you want to speak? We don't want to speak anything other than Krishna. Krishna
Mm.
is not different from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavata. So speak about these things, and if the other person is not inclined, just cut short the talk. Then they will take lesson from you that this boy is very serious. He speaks only Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Don't hear anybody. Yep. Don't waste time. Yep.
This is our thing. We are so happy to hear so many people uh, talking this, talking that. And the moment you say, can you take one verse and read at least a little bit? No, Prabhu, I have more time, a lot of time. I know many times these devotees call me and 1 hour, 1.5 hours, they talk about Prabhu, he did this, she did this, he did this, yeah, I did this, but nobody is realizing all this. I will prepare patiently, I will just, then I will just, towards the end of that 1 hour, I will just say, okay, Prabhu, Maharaj had told once very nice shloka. Maybe I will share it with you. Oh, sorry, Prabhu, I didn't realize it. I wasted so much of your time. I have to go now, Prabhu. We will talk later. And then we'll put the phone down. So, pathetic condition of even seasoned devotees I'm talking about. I'm not talking about newcomers. Seasoned devotees are like this. What can we do? Um, just a little bit of getting into the depth and understanding, reading the lines and trying to uh, understand. It's so difficult for us to do it. On our own, we are not able to do. If someone is trying to help, also we are not able to. That is the pathetic condition. So Maharaj was very much this lecture. Maharaj will be very straightforward and direct. He will not to cover it up with some sugar coating and all. It's all real kadwa message, straightforward message. So, uh, any points to share before we move to the next part? This is the fourth part. Uh,
Hare
any
Krishna
points to
Prabhuji.
share? Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes it so happens like relative scholars and we get indulged into Gramya Katha.
Uh-huh.
So we understand that this is Gramya Katha, but
Uh-huh.
somehow we are not able to stop. We also start getting indulging into it. So
Mm-hmm.
how to stop this? This particular this thing. How to save ourselves for not getting into it actually,
Mm. No,
because the
that is where
tendency is there.
sorry,
Tendency is
Mataji.
there to Gramya Katha.
Ah, ah. So, you're right. You're correct, Mataji. The tendency is in us. That's why we are not able to get out of it. When uh, when we are talking, uh, it is we need to when we are actually talking, we need to see how much we can see Krishna in there. Sometimes what happens is people tend to share some of their problems. There will be generally some difficulty, whatever. So you may want to share some thing, here a little bit like how Krishna listened to Arjuna in the first chapter. He listened,
Mm.
but the thing is, in Arjuna's case, he surrendered to Krishna.
Mm.
So Krishna was able to speak. But in our case, they make us surrender to them. Means till the time they want to speak, you have to hear. When they want
Mm.
to stop, we have to go away. So their
Mm.
thing is just it's like taking my garbage and putting it into the someone else's house. That's all. Whatever is in my thing, I am pouring out. Now my mind has become very light, bro. Okay, what will you do for the 1 hour I spent with you? Will you give it back to me? My
Mm.
my reason for listening for that 1 hour is to solve your problem. Otherwise,
Mm.
if you tell so many of your problems, I will only be sitting and listening.
Yes.
If I'm envious of you, I will enjoy it.
Mm.
right? But the problem
Mm.
is that Sri Krishna Sukha Dukkada, after some time, their problem will go away. Then I will become morose, right?
Mm.
I'm
Mm.
enjoying as long as you are in difficulty, but your difficulty is gone, I will be morose. So
Mm. Yes.
the point is, we should not listen to someone to enjoy their miseries. We should listen to someone to be compassionate to them.
Mm.
And the reason, in a subtle way, we are indulging in Gramya Katha because we are enjoying others' suffering.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, Prabhu.
That is one of the main reasons.
Okay.
I'd
Okay,
like
Prabhu.
to,
Mm.
like, I like, when I like somebody and I hear that they are in for difficulty, I feel
Mm.
a bit pain, whatever. Uh, but when I don't like somebody and they are indulging in, because normally what happens is people keep on prolonging their complaint about somebody only if you are also having similar complaints about them. If you
Yeah.
like that person about
Mm.
whom they are complaining, at some point you will say stop it, or they will say they will realize it and they'll say, oh, okay, it's not encouraging me, and they'll go away. So
Mm.
the secret, you see, the Gramya secret is that only if somebody is on the wrong side, on the bad books of both your books, is he's the person who is caught there. You like talking about them for a long time.
Mm.
Or suppose in some situation you are correct and somebody has taken it wrongly, and if that person is supporting you for that, you will sit and discuss. At that time, you will say how all others are wrong and I am the only right person.
Mm.
That is another grammar. So in neither of these cases, Krishna is there.
Mm. Yes.
So
Mm.
that is why we have to understand that any Gramya Katha is basically for my sense gratification.
Yes.
And that is
Mm.
why I am prone to listening to the Gramya Katha.
Mm. Yes, Prabhu.
Someone I
Yes.
am not able to scold directly. He is a very
Mm.
powerful man. If another
Mm.
person also, or he had some same attitude or same thoughts about this person, then say, thank God there is someone who is in my team. I will keep on talking about that person's, hey, he did this, he did that, etc., etc., etc.
Mm.
This is the real reason for Kamjata. Not that the fact that we are prone to get indulged into it is not that they are pulling us in, but we wantonly go inside
Yes.
that.
Mm.
When I always we see that the danger, that lighthouse is showing the danger thing. No? That is why Maharaj always said that the shlokas are like the lighthouses.
Mm.
The Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam shlokas and all those Shastri shlokas, they're all like lighthouses. Why? What does
Mm.
lighthouse do? When the ships come to the shore, in
Mm.
the middle of the ocean, there is no problem. But when it comes to the shore, there will be rocks, there will be the sand, this thing, the slope, or whatever the shallow part will be there, it will not be deep. So there and all, it can get stuck. So what the lighthouse will do is it will show the light to the ship in the dark sea. It will say you keep coming in this direction and reach the shore, reach the dark.
Mm.
If it doesn't have the lighthouse, then you get get stuck with any of the rocks or iceberg or whatever it is. So that is how these shlokas are like the lighthouses in, like when we are in the dark. What do I
Mm.
do?
Mm.
We are in a situation where we don't have an option to go here or there. We don't know
Mm.
where to go. That time, this lighthouses show come this way. It will, these shlokas give the instruction, behave like this, act like that. Don't do this, don't do that. That is why they are all like the real lighthouse Maharajas. So when
Mm.
somebody is not only shlokas, the meaning, the purport, commentary, purpose, writing some line here, line there. So we feel the importance of the Prabhupada's writings by practicing, by implementing them only. Because only when you implement, you will get the results out of it. Somebody giving 1,000 rupees, I keep it in my purse, not using it at all. I will not realize its value. But if I
Mm.
go and buy something out of it and that thing becomes useful to me, then I will thank that person.
Mm.
Then I will
Yes.
have that thanky feeling towards that person, isn't it? So
Mm.
anything should be implemented. Prabhupada has given the books. I can do two
Mm.
things. One is I keep it in my shelf. Three
Mm.
things I can do. I can keep it in my shelf as it is, not using it
Ah.
at all. Second
Yes.
is I can go and distribute it to someone, a nice
Yes.
rupee review. Third is I can read it myself.
Yes.
Now, if I keep it in the shelf, of no use, neither to me nor to others, it's a waste of time. It is just sitting there. That's all. That will not give any benefit to nobody. But if I give it
Mm.
to others, it's a little bit better that somebody else would read it. But then
Mm.
my value of that book is bit only till the point of how much Lakshmi or something they give to me, or some other gift they give to me in return. That is the one.
Mm.
To that extent only, I will appreciate that book. You understand?
Mm. Yeah.
If I actually read it, that is, and try to absorb the message and make Prabhupada's every statement is an answer to our questions.
Mm.
So you have to, actually speaking,
Mm.
that it's the reverse of it.
Mm.
The answer is already given in the book. Now you have to find out which question this answer is giving the answer. This line is
Mm.
giving the answer. That is how
Mm.
you should. That's the art of preaching. When somebody is
Mm.
asking a question, how will you
Mm.
quote something from Prabhupada's purport or verse that will make relevance to them, that will be relevant to them? Otherwise,
Mm.
what we are speaking and what they are speaking will be totally incoherent, right?
Mm.
So
Mm. Yes.
that is why we should go into the questions and answers and of the discussion. What is the essence of the discussion between Vidura and Maitreya? What is the essence of the discussion between Parishit Maharaj and Sukadeva Goswami in this chapter? Like that, we will have to get the total essence of it. And when somebody is asking a question, you will quote from there. You will see how Narad Muni did this, Parishit Maharaj did this, Bali Maharaj did that. Situations will say, then they will feel a little bit pacified. Oh, there is somebody who has already done like this in the same, even more worse situation. So my situation is much better than this, right?
Mm.
So
Yes. Yes.
when we give the correct answer, solution to them, that will stick for the whole life.
Mm.
That is what Prabhupada and all our Guru Maharajas and senior Vaishnavas, they are all doing, right? Scrutinizing, studying. When we ask some
Mm.
questions, they refer us to this. They go here and find out it is there. And then
Mm.
we will remember it forever.
Mm.
After, of course, after practicing it, in fact. And then when I practice it, I will give it to everyone else also. That's how the knowledge gets spread.
Mm.
So when somebody is coming for Gramya Katha, you give them this. That
Mm.
I read something here. It worked out well for me. Why don't you also practice it? Then
Mm.
they will hear first. Then after they hear, they'll say, "Oh, this is nice. Maybe I should practice it."
Mm.
And that is how they advance in devotional service. They advance in devotional service means they advance in their surrender to Krishna. They advance in their unflinching faith towards Krishna. They are
Mm.
deepening their advancing means nothing. Deepening our faith in Krishna, deepening our surrender to Krishna, deepening our faith in Guru Maharaj. Deepening our faith in Krishna means accepting whatever Krishna is doing is actually for our good only. It's something that Krishna wants to teach us, or Krishna wants to help us in some way. So that way we will increase our faith. Will not be, uh, uh, you know, uh, that is uh, uh, that is how it works. Totally. Mhm. So
Mm.
I hope it helps, Mataji. The best way to stop any Gramya Katha is by, trying to, after, it's not that you have to cut off immediately and make them feel that is very rude, but you just hear for
Mm.
a few minutes and you
Mm.
very, uh, how should I put it? In a very soft way, uh, a very nice way, you just tell them that I am a little bit tied up. We'll talk about this later. But in the meantime, why don't you read this part? Like that, we can give and move on. That way, their time is also saved, our time is also saved,
Mm.
right?
Yes,
See,
Prabhuji.
the beauty is, our time is
Mm.
saved when
Mm.
Krishna is in that time. In
Mm.
other words, if my 5 minutes is there, this 5 minutes is saved if in that 5 minutes Krishna is with me.
Mm.
You understand? In
Yes.
that 5 minutes, if Gramya Katha is only there, then I wasted. It is wasted. Do not come back anymore. So that is why
Mm.
Maharaj always used to tell us that every few minutes, if you have a few minutes break, don't
Mm.
just go and discuss some nonsense. Take out Bhagavad Gita and read. One or two
Mm.
slokas you just read. You may not
Mm.
understand fully, but still that 5 minutes Krishna was with you, or you were with Krishna.
Mm.
So
Yes.
that 5 minutes which you spent with Krishna is
Mm.
a lifetime investment for us and unlimited interest. Not
Mm.
1%, 5%, 10%, 20%. It's unlimited percentage because there is no count to it,
Mm.
right? The beauty is that in our discussions, if we bring Krishna even 1 minute, it's actually 2 minutes Krishna. 1 minute
Mm.
in my life and 1 minute in the other person's life.
Mm.
You see that? If I
Yes.
am doing Gramya Katha, it's not 1 minute wasted, 2 minutes wasted. For 1 minute, every 1 minute, 2 minutes is wasted. And if 100 people are there, then it's 100 minutes wasted.
Mm.
So when we are in a group, like in this group, see, we are about 20, 25, whatever we are. So we are 1 hour we are spending together. 1 hour is 60 minutes. 60 minutes into 20 is how much? 1,200 minutes we are with Krishna.
Got it,
And you may
Prabhuji.
say that, oh, no, this is your 20 minutes. This is your 60 minutes. This is my 60 minutes. No. The beauty is that Krishna is there. Your 60 minutes becomes my 60 minutes, and my 60 minutes also becomes your 60 minutes.
Mm.
And in other words, Ayu Bharati Vaipusam Udyam Astan Chayanyasau Tasirite Yat Chano Nita Uttama Shloka Vartya. That shloka is the best shloka to meditate on. You can I will just bring it out for you. 1 minute. Let me just bring it out for you.
Ayur Bharati.
It's 2, 3, 17. 2, 3, 17. 1 second. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
So now, since you asked me this, I don't know. This is the beauty of our discussions. We don't plan it out, but Krishna drives it. Now, this is the shloka. Ayur Bharati Vaiponsam Udyan Astan Chayanasa Yasyarute Yat Shanonita Uttama Shloka Vartya. Correct? Now, uh, this is the translation. Both by rising and setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone, except one who utilizes the time by discussing the topics of the all good personality of Godhead. Tasyarite Yat Shanonita. Not a single second it can take away from the life of those who are always discussing or remembering and meditating on. Right? Now, the beauty here is the purport is the more beautiful thing than this. In this translation and verse, you get some amount of understanding. But you see how Prabhupada has beautified this whole verse, the understanding of the beauty of this verse. See, this is so beautiful. I'll tell you this. Where is that? Somebody should read it now. I will tell you where to read from. Yeah, yeah. From here, read some beautiful messages here. Can somebody read from here on?
Did I read
May I
Prabhuji?
read, Prabhuji?
Who was asking first?
Mani,
Was that, sorry? Suresh Prabhu or Hari Prasad Prabhu? I think. Go
It's
ahead, Hari
indeed
Prasad
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Whoever, go ahead and read.
Yeah. Money given in charity to a suitable person is guaranteed bank balance in the next life. Such a charity is recommended to be given to a Brahmana. If the money is given in charity to a non-Brahmana without Brahmanical qualification, the money is returned to the next life in the same proportion. If it is given in a charity, if it is given to a half-educated Brahmana, even then the money is returned double. If the money is given in charity to a learned and fully qualified Brahmana, the money is returned 100,000 times. And if the money is given to a Veda Paraga, one who has factually realized the path of Vedas, it is returned by unlimited multiplication. The ultimate end of Vedic knowledge is realization of the personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Vedasya Charver Aham Eva Vedyaha. There is a guarantee of money is being returned if given in charity, regardless of the proportion. Similarly,
You can stop this. At this point, you can stop. Now, what Prabhupada has done here, Prabhupada has given gradations of your listing. I will say, for example, you can say, if you put in post office 6%, If you put in banks, it is 6.5%, 7%. If you put in some other bonds or this thing, then 8%. Then if you put my mutual funds or something, this much more. Like that,
Yeah.
the percentage is increasing. So Prabhupada has given a similar gradation. Like given to non-Brahmana, you get that money is given to you. So non-Brahmana means a Brahmana, but doesn't have the Brahmanical qualification. He's a Brahmana by birth, but he's not having the qualification. So the point is, money is a commodity, right? Some certain amount, limited amount you have commodity. So that you give, and you always want something more from there, right? So what he's saying is, you give, but the same thing will be returned to you. So money given in charity is never wasted. To especially to the Brahmana thing, it will always, at least you will break even. You will get it back. You will get it probably in the next life, but the same amount is returned to us, right? So like this, when you go to money given to a Veda Paraga, means one who is not only just a learned scholar, but he is fully into, he is a master in practicing the instructions also, right? So if the money, what he's saying here, the money is given to Veda Paraga, one was factually raised the path of the Vedas, it is returned by unlimited multiplication. Unlimited multiplication. So there is no end to, it will keep on coming. There is, I mean, the money, unlimited multiplication, there is no limit to it. 1,000 rupees given in 2,000 rupees means, say, 100% profit, right? But 1,000 rupees they keep on giving you for the whole life, there is no end to it, then what is the percentage you put for it? It's unlimited. Right? Now, this is a commodity. Money is a commodity. Now, Prabhupada, how beautifully he is connecting it to taking time as a limited commodity, or your whatever it is, your wealth. Money is a wealth. Similarly, time is a wealth. Right? It's a very nice point here. Right? So, you please read the rest of the lines.
Yeah, sure. Similarly, a moment passed in the association of a pure devotee by hearing and chanting the transcendental message of a Lord is a perfect guarantee for eternal life, for returning home back to Godhead. Madhama Gatva Punajanmana Vidyate. In other words, a devotee of the Lord is guaranteed eternal life. A devotee's old age or disease in the present life is but an impetus to such a guaranteed eternal life. Right.
This is now is a tricky point. There's a beautiful point here. Now, that last part where Prabhupada is talking about time, and he is talking so much about money. Why suddenly he's moving to time now? Now, what we have to understand is, in the place of time, you have to replace with money. Sorry, in the place of money, you have to replace with time. Right? Money given to Veda Paraga, right? It is returned in unlimited proportion. Similarly, time given to Veda Paraga is also returned in unlimited proportion. You got it? Time
Yes.
given to a half-educated Brahmana is returned in so much. Now, money is given in the next life, right? So, time given in next life, unlimited proportion means what? Unlimited time means what? You don't have death.
Mm.
What does that mean? You are in Kolakata. You are back to Godhead. Right? This is what Machita Madhata Prana. Yadgatwana Divatante Tadama Paramamama. All those things Krishna is telling, because the money, every 1 rupee, 2 rupee, like 1,000 rupees, whatever you call it, you give that amount to this. 1,000, in the place of 1,000 rupees, to give 1,000 seconds. Assume that, because both of that is commodity that I have. In the bank, money is sitting in the account. Like that, every day morning, Krishna is putting, what is that, 8,000, 84,000 seconds or whatever he is giving to us, right? Everybody is equally given that thing. So, from morning till the next day morning, we are full owners of that, the every moment we have. At that moment, if we keep on, if we keep wherever we are replacing, that is all like how money, if I put it in this so and so thing, I forget about it, correct? I invest in some funds and then I forget about it. On its own, when I'm sleeping, also it is growing, correct? After 1 year, I forget about it for the whole year. Suddenly, at the end of the year, they come and say, "Sir, your money has matured. So much more money you have got it in as interest." Yes. You put it in mutual fund, you put your stocks, suddenly it just say, my 1 lakh rupee became 2 lakh rupees. You become very happy. Correct? Same way, if your 1 year becomes 2 years for you, right? If your 1 year you are spending today, uh, next year it becomes 2 years for you, which means suppose you are living only till 60 years, your 1 year is added to you as an interest from that 1 year you spent, right? It is given as 2 years. It is not like 1 year you spend, 1 year comes. This year is also not exhausted. That year has also come. So both years have come. Like that, you keep on adding, adding, adding. Then that becomes unlimited life for you. So Prabhupada has given a very scientific understanding of how you can move from limited body, limited time, this limited world to unlimited time, unlimited world. You understand? So replace money with the time. And Veda Paraga means we are spending time with Prabhupada. Prabhupada is our Veda Paraga. And every second we sit with the Veda Paraga, we are trying to understand his words, understand his message, and meditate and contemplate on it. This is guaranteed eternal life in our midst. We all have to die. There is no doubt about it. We don't have, we don't hope that I will not be able to die. Hmm? So this is the beauty of understanding Prabhupada's purpose. You see now how Prabhupada is given a very, very practical, down-to-earth understanding of this sloka. Otherwise, I would say, how sun will not take away the life of a devotee. He is also dying. He is also becoming old. He is also deceased. No, the way the sun is not taking away is two ways. One is sun can only take away the youth of the person, the youth of the devotee, his health, his all these things only he can take away, and maybe finally he'll die. But during that time, he cannot take away the consciousness of the devotee. So I may be looking like a old person, but I am youthful in the heart. How does it matter? I may look like I am deceased, but in the heart I am remembering Krishna and enjoying. Like Haridas Thakur, he was always chanting irrespective of whatever was the health issues or anything like that, for example. So that way also, sun is not able to take away the energy in me, because Krishna is the one who is supplying the energy. Secondly, he cannot make me go into another body and come back to this material world. Because as soon as I leave this world, I am under the control of Krishna. Nobody, the Yamaraj or Surya Bhagavan, in fact, by the way, Surya Bhagavan is the father of Yamaraj. So he's the father of Yamaraj and Yamuna, right? Yamuna Devi and Yamaraj are brother and sister. That's why they are called Yama and Yami. So the Surya Bhagavan is the father of Yamaraj, means you see how much more horrible he must be, right? So the point is, everything that we do for Krishna is returned in multiple fold. So it's not just double fold, triple fold, 10 folds, multiple fold, unlimited folds. That is why it has become infinity to the power infinity. Okay. So this verse, I wanted to bring it up so that this Gramya Katha thing and Krishna Katha, to understand the difference. How Krishna Katha energizes us, because we don't have any more any more fear or anxiety about our life. Next life, what will be there? This life itself, what will be there? Nothing. Everything is just this one. So good question, and I think it helped a little bit. Any other points to share, Prabhu Smart?
Very, very nice. Very small new answers also you have. Very nice, Prabhu. Really. Whenever we find time, we should take up Bhagavad Gita and read one sloka. Small things they are. If you implement them, they are so much. Like you said, now time invested in that multi-fold.
That is why Prabhupada always calls it as invest, Mataji. Invest means, normally when we say investment means what we are giving, we want more than what we put. Always that is the thing. You don't want to get something less, right? So Prabhupada also says that in that thing, O my Lord, your holy names can alone render all benedictions to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. In this, the word investment is very, very beautiful word. Because what Krishna has done is, like say, suppose what we are doing in our children's name, we are putting some amount. And then when they are like 3-4 years old, we put some amount. When they become adults, they get so much more for their. So they did not do any endeavor. The only endeavor they did was they were born as your children. That's the only endeavor they did. But what happens along with as they grow, their investment also grows. But all they have to do is they have to accept that you are my father, you are my mother. That is all they have to do. How much ever they scold or by beat, you just say you are my father, you are my mother. Then you become Dayaba. You become the rightful heir of the thing. Same way, for all our benefit, Krishna has invested his energies in these names. So we just have to accept that we are Krishna's children and start chanting the holy names. So every time you chant the holy names, you are rightfully you are allowed to take money from the bank account, or money or whatever the benediction that Krishna has put it inside the holy names. You just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then we have written one payout slip, or you have put the ATM card and we have said type the amount that we want to take out from there. No? Not only in terms of wealth, anything that we want.
May not
Yes, invested is all the energies. He has invested all his energies inside. That's why when you are not keeping well, we say chant Hare Krishna. The doctor will say go out in the sun and get some sunshine. If without going out in the sunshine also you chant the holy name, you get benefited. Why? Because in the holy name Krishna has put sun's energy. In the holy name Krishna has put moon's energy. In the holy name Krishna has put the wind's energy, water's energy. Everything is there. That is how this investment means. Krishna has invested for us, and as we keep doing more and more and more, we keep on taking out. And as Krishna is unlimited, his investment is also unlimited. The interest is also unlimited, so it will also come more. So there is no depth of it. There is no. It doesn't exhaust at all. Inexhaustible.
Purna.
Purnam. Yeah. Shiva Prabhu, raise your hand.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Last month I read something about financial retirement plans, and I asked you a question what I read in newspaper. So now I got the answer, Prabhuji.
Oh.
Maybe
I think I did not answer you, right? I didn't get to answer you, right?
you
But
didn't
we
answer me,
discussed.
but now we got the answer.
I think Krishna was waiting for this time to answer you. I was thinking about it, but in fact,
No
day before yesterday, I was thinking of calling you, but
okay.
I didn't know you will be traveling or I think so. I left it at that. So good that Krishna arranged. So see, beauty of this thing. You were thinking about asking question. I was thinking about answering a question. Neither did I speak to you, nor did you speak to me, but Krishna has given the answer to you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Beautiful. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay. See, this is the challenge we have. I was thinking of reading at least 4 parts today. So I just read one part only, and we had so much discussion that time is almost out, and I don't know how to. I'm really helpless. You know? So please forgive me. So we have to get back to the or right. Okay, let me go there and share the screen for the next part. Maybe read one more.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Really the discussions are quite enriching. You know, in fact, I am also getting benefited by that. Are you able to see the screen? Let me know.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Yeah, somebody was asking something.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Srivas Narada.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, this Gramya Katha you were telling and you were explaining nicely about the time and money investment. Now, especially this Gramya Katha in office environment, like just an example for say for example, whenever the annual appraisal is coming and each members they talk ill about the manager, and that talks keep on going on for at least for the time they give the letters or whatever maybe. So we will not be in a position to escape those kind of discussions, especially in office environment. We cannot bluntly say them, no, I'm busy. It is kind of what I can say, kind of an etiquette, or we have to wait and hear their concerns or whatever maybe. So how to deal those kind of discussions, and sometimes it happens that I also voluntarily get into that, like getting kind of taste in yes, you are right, we also get into that, and we also speak all blah blah things about manager or whatever maybe the office or so. How to deal about this Gramya Katha in office environment was my question.
Yeah, we have so many things. Like people talk about elections, people talk about politicians, different parties, that and the news and everything. Depending on whatever is the hot topic during that time, that becomes the main area of discussion, isn't it? Say some new, they would have released some new movie and people were talking about that. You will get into that. The one problem is that.
Election is a very big one now. It has become a very big topic. Each one they are taking, no, this happened in my place, I will not vote for him. That has also become a big topic now in office.
Yeah. True, bro. Everywhere we face this because we are part of a samaj, and we cannot close our ears and go away when these things are there. One of the things is that I have not seen, except Prabhupada also talks about a few of the topics. We have in Prabhupada's Maranam, we saw how he was talking about that some police commissioner called our things a nuisance, and he kept on harping on that point and telling that. And even if few other things happened, he would comment on those topics from a spiritual perspective. Our problem is that, Prabhu, our faith is very weak. This is what my Guru Maharaj would always say. Our faith in Krishna and devotional service is just tottering, I would say, very weak. And so what happens is, we think that, oh, if I have to be friendly with them, I have to listen to the topics that which they are speaking. That is the first and foremost thing that we say. Uh, the second problem is we ourselves enjoy those topics. Exactly. And that is why what's happening is, when they are speaking, we are not able to come out. Like how we talk about this other Gramya Katha, right? Same thing. This is also the form of Gramya Katha. It's because my faith in Krishna is very weak, that I am not happy with being with Krishna. If nobody is there, also I can be with Krishna, right? So you may not maybe cut short the whole thing and come back, but you may indulge in those things. So the first point is about our faith in Krishna is very weak, and the second thing is that because faith of Krishna is very weak, we are not enjoying the association of devotees. Either we take it for granted or we don't enjoy the association of devotees. We don't value. So because of that, it is creating more taste in the other thing, right? When you are genuinely, when you are enjoying this topic, you will not want to leave this topic. And when somebody else is talking, you will see it's a waste of time. That's when you will say, after 5 minutes, you will see that, okay, we should somehow get out of this thing. But on the other hand, what happens is this snowballs into a big thing because we also don't want to come out. Initially, it starts off as, oh, if I don't listen, then this person will think wrong about me. Or I should be part of them to discuss their topics and all that. But what is that beautiful one proverb is there? Never argue with a fool. He's very expert in in his area. In other words, he is expert in being a fool. That he will defeat you in that same thing and call you a fool or something like that. Or if you argue with a fool, you will end up being made being foolish. You will end up looking at it as a fool. So what they will do, they will slowly indulge you, and then our weakness also comes. Now, the next day, suppose you go and talk to them about Krishna, they will not value it in the same way as they will value from someone who is only meditating on Krishna. Purity is lost. Our purity is lost, isn't it? They will easily say that. Hey, you are also talking all these things. You are also siding with them. So now, suppose you are talking for say some party which is it supports the theists. The other one is not supporting the theistic people. Then naturally they will see you and they will Kantimala and all that. They will say, oh, you support only this party, right? And then they will talk something bad about this party, that party. Then you will get agitated internally. Hmm? The agitation, why it is coming? Because you are identifying with that. Identification means false ego. So when people are talking about all these things, you take a right or wrong stand, that itself also is false ego. So they will beat you. They will bring you to the gutter. They will dip you into the gutter, and they will make a mockery of you. So either you become fully busy with the work and show your this thing with the work completely, or you just stop indulging in this kind of things, this kind of topics. Then you will at least have some time saved, because whatever time you are spending on these topics, that is not going to come back to you. Provided you are, so this is one part of it. Still, you can go ahead and talk to them. You can go ahead and talk to them, making some sense from your point of view, like from their point of view, they are saying something. From your point of view, may say something. Provided you are like the water in the lotus petal, you are not internally agitated by the outcome of the discussion, either towards the Priya side or Apriya side. Apriya side means, suppose you are supporting BJP, he will start all telling all these negative things about BJP, you will get agitated, right? Or if you are supporting BJP, then they will add more to this thing, you will become very happy. Both kind of emotion is Gramya Katha emotion. But if you are untouched by it, if you talk about all these things and your Krishna consciousness is not affected, you during your chanting rounds, these discussions don't come and dialogues don't come and keep bothering your chanting, your thinking, then you are in a good path. You don't mind talking to people. I've seen my Guru Maharaj talk about, he will not talk too much about one person is right, one person is wrong and all, but he will talk about how people are destroying this world. But in general, he will talk. He will not take side. He will talk about all of them. Like everybody is in their own thing. But he will probably talk for an hour, but then he will end up with bringing us to the point of Bhagavatam, bringing us a point of devotional service. How, if you want to escape all these things, devotional service is the only way. So you can talk with them, but how much you are associating with senior Vaishnavas or Guru Maharaj, listening to Guru Maharaj's lectures or instructions, trying to follow them, trying to study, trying to contemplate, and talk to somebody about it, and that is what will determine whether that 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever you are spending in the office, is useful or not. Spending time is not an issue. Spending time is not the issue, but how your consciousness is disturbed or affected by it after that 1 hour, that is the issue. You can, after that whole 1 hour discussion, you can still think about Krishna, how Krishna is so what is that word? Mystic, Yogeshwara. He can create so many different people with so many things, and everybody's thinking they are right at the same time. So we can appreciate Krishna, we can glorify Krishna by that also. So seeing Krishna in everything is one of the important qualities of devotees, right? So that's fine. So it is not when they are pulling us in, if we are getting succumbed to it, then it means that we have weak mind. And especially when we have weak mind, that is when we need more association of devotees, more discussion of Krishna Katha. I hope that helps.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, so we are in that. Which one? We like to see criticism and wasting time ourselves. Yeah, let's hear this. We will try. It's a smaller one, so you just read this and go. Who was asking to read at that time?
I was asking Prabhuji.
Please go ahead.
From where, Prabhu?
Criticism and wasting time ourselves. You are able to see the
Criticism.
screen there.
Yes, Prabhu. Criticism, investing time are sins. Appreciating a devotee's service, Maharaj said, this boy is doing nice service. Within a day, he has put all the covers for the student's notebook. He has a vast capacity to work. Why should he wasted his time in yup? And because he comes here in the morning for 1 hour or so, his health is improving. For our health, we must carry Krishna with us. Don't waste your time, as it is you have to maintain wife and children, and again on the top of that, how you can waste time. I only want to speak about Seva, Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavatam. I don't want to talk about anything else. Otherwise, people will come and say, he did this, he did that. So many criticisms are a main. Criticism is another sinful activity. Who have appointed you as a judge for other people? Why you have become voluntary judge? If you are appointed as a Supreme Court judge, then you can go on criticizing. You are not appointed by anybody. So please carry Krishna with you. That is Prabhupada's legacy. Prabhupada always carried Krishna with him, nothing else. Other talks should be minimum. How are you? How your health is all right? That's it, finished. Just 1 second. Just have a smile on face. With all the money you are so morose. Why can't you even smile? Silly things.
So this is one additional point which when we are constantly with Krishna, even in our alone times, then we will carry Krishna even when we are outside. So even in Gramya Katha discussions, when we go, I mean, when we carry Krishna with us, naturally our our whatever our facial thing will be different from others. Like you have tilak or not, but at least you will look a bit more saner than others, because we carry Krishna with us. So when people have some different opinions, whatever, we don't have to refrain from speaking all the time. Sometimes you have some point to share from a spiritual point of view. You can always instead of supporting one person or another person, you can give spiritual perspective to the person. But and then both of them can be satisfied. Both can be happy. Whoever is, they may have opposing view between the two, but with us, they may have a friendly listening. So that is how Maitreya to Sarvatra and Titishya Karuneya Maitreya Chakila Samjantushu. Right. So that way it will be very good. Please carry on.
Encouraging a devotee who was working late in nights but still coming to the temple in the mornings, Maharaj said, please don't stop coming. You get fresh air here. Not only your children get fresh air, but also transcendental knowledge. Somehow or other, please do this. This is legacy of Prabhupada. If you don't want to take it, who is going to take it? Tell me who is going to take it. Everything, everywhere corruption is going on. Everywhere all the nonsensical activities is going on. Somebody should be serious about these things. Otherwise, we are all we are
We are
wasting your time.
wasting our time. Our time.
We are wasting our time.
You
Your
are,
life,
Maharaj is saying, otherwise you are wasting your time.
you are wasting your time. Your life is not going to be repeated.
This is a very interesting point. Your life is not going to be repeated. Means cannot assume that we will come back and start doing the same devotional service. So it's a rare thing that we got. That's what Maharaj is saying. So any questions, comments, Prabhu Smartadis? Read a couple of them today. I already had two questions. Which I think we discussed.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Yes, please, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. One question I want to ask that in the purport of 2.3.17, the last line is written that a devotee in ki jo, is old age and diseases impetus for
It's an
eternal life.
impetus. Yes.
Impetus. So how to understand that it is meant that he become serious as less time is left with us to properly invest to get unlimited return?
No, it's like this, Prabhu. Suppose you are going from you are in hometown Delhi, right? So suppose you are going, say, far distance. Say, where is far distance for Delhi? Maybe you are coming down south, say. You are coming up to Chennai and then you are going back. When you are going back, suppose you crossed Mathura, Agra, Mathura, and you are about to reach Hazrat Nizamuddin or New Delhi station. How would you feel?
Yes, Prabhuji.
How would you feel when you are about to reach home after a long trip?
Happy, Prabhuji.
That's the same thing. You are about to leave this body and go back to your home.
Yes, yes.
When you are old age, right? So it's an impetus. Oh, I'm going to reach Krishna soon. Or you take the bag and go and stand in the front so that you don't have to wait for the others to get in and go and meet your somebody soon, family or soon. So it's like that. Our family is all waiting there. Just imagine first when we go, Prabhupada will be waiting, right? Depending on who goes first, whether we are going first or Guru Maharaj goes first, they will be waiting there. And you will be happy to see them. So nice. In this world, we are so excited when we see the Vaishnavas. Similarly, when we go, we meet them all. Not only that, you'll meet all the Sadhu Goswamis, you'll meet all the great acharyas, everybody there who we didn't see them there. And in the spiritual form, so there is no material contamination. How much of a blessing it is, right? So that's why it is a great impetus. Prabhuji, please, you raise your hand.
Yes, Prabhuji. I'd like to ask Prabhu, sometime what happens, Prabhu, during the discussions with some in the office or some friends, we got so much attached with it that we again and again remember, we manan karne lagte, means we again and again remember and our consciousness get polluted or something. So how to overcome in such situations?
Actually, Prabhu, these things we have to do is Padma Patra Ivambasa. Brahmani Adhaya Karmani Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya Lipyate Nasa Papena Padma Patra Ivambasa. See, suppose you are in charge of something and some 10 people are working under you, and some of them are not working. You have to be strict with them. You have to correct them. That is your duty. Niyatam kuru karmatvam. You have to do your prescribed duty without any mistakes. That part has to go. Only then Krishna will be pleased. You are responsible, and ultimately they will blame you for the if somebody is going wrong in your mistake, they are committing mistake in your. So there we should not be disturbed. Today I scolded this person like that and all. If he is scold, you have to scold. Work has to get done. And after the work is done, you can always go and talk to him softly, whatever. But the aim is that we have to get the thing done. First point. The next thing is that we should not unnecessarily confuse between material activity, spiritual activity, material place, spiritual place, and all. Then we are differently placed in different things. We have to be devotees everywhere. Doesn't mean if I say I am devotee everywhere, doesn't mean that in the temple I should be seeing everybody very the same. And so same way in the office or in other places of business also, I will have to do like that. That is not the way. That is not what they intend when they say that. When you have to be devotee everywhere means you do your work immaculately, whether it is home or office or temple or whatever it is. That is the point. There is nothing to be missed out in order to get the thing done. That is how we should see that. Prabhu. And the second thing is, we don't always focus on the result. Whatever result, Krishna will take care. For us, the endeavor is the main thing. You see, so when work is also there, Maharaj always said, work is also Krishna. Love your work like how will you love Krishna? So when you do the work, don't think, oh, they are giving this shady work for me. They are not giving me any price and the salary and all. Nothing to worry about. Whatever has to be taken care will be taken care. We just have to keep doing our thing normally. That's all. And that way, our time, what is that? Karma jyayo hi akarmanaka. By doing the activity, you get rid of the activity. You get the job done on time, then it will not be with you again. If you don't get the job done, then it will keep on dragging along. So we have to be very clear in our consciousness that this work is also Krishna, and I have to do it for Krishna's pleasure. And then once that is done, we take our Bhagavad Gita and in the office, Maharaj was very strict. He always said that don't unnecessarily go and indulge in too much of this, Bhagavad Gita, this, that, preaching, this, that, and all. Don't do all those things in the office. You go as a, say, for example, suppose if you are a, like they say corporate preaching, for example. You go as a preacher, professional preacher, in the sense, like say how Gaur Gopal Prabhu is going, how Amablila Prabhu is going, like that and saying, right? So when you present your profile itself as this is what I do, I'm a Bhagavad Gita teacher, etc. Or motivational teacher or stress management, all this kind of a thing. Then you can go when the company invites you, you can go and do whatever way it is. That is a different thing. But staying there and telling that in the office only I will, preach to my colleague, preach to my boss, like a formal preaching, that is normally, if the company is willing to do that as a part of it, it's a different thing. But there also risk is there that anytime they will change the topic. And because one day you will do this preaching, another day some other person will preach Islam, somebody will say preach Christianity, then it will become a chaos. It will create divided groups there. That is why in corporations and all, they don't accept these things. So we don't have to get into those things at all. Rather, by our work when we are doing, let's say for example, Krishna Chandra Prabhu, Mafatlal Prabhu, because he was immaculate in his business and work and he was getting profit, people were all seeing him as a very nice expert. And when they saw that his service and his thing, hey, how humble he is. Even after achieving so much, he is humble. Right? So then they follow very easily. He doesn't even need to speak a single word. By his action, everybody will take up. So this is how we should approach the situations there, Prabhu. Then we should not get agitated by whatever happens at work, because end of the day, whatever we are getting is our whatever we sowed only. There is nothing that is injustice there. Nothing is an injustice here. Everything is just acting as per the plan that we only laid. So we see it as Krishna's arrangement and we come out of it, Prabhu. I hope that helps, Prabhu. Or if it is still to be clarified, anything else.
Thank you very much.
So the essence of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, we have to carry to the wherever we go. When we go to some place, we should carry that essence that here you see how Arjuna was immaculately serving Krishna. Okay, let me also do it this way. He was facing so many challenges. I am also facing so many challenges at work. I am facing so many challenges in the family. But without this thing, I will have to keep fighting. Without any hesitation, without any second thoughts, doubts, I will have to keep fighting. Then Krishna will help. Krishna helps those who help themselves. God knows himself, right? So when we put in our endeavor for fixing our life, then Krishna will also do the Krishna will do that. But the thing is, please understand. One more question. I am endeavoring for my life. After I endeavored for my life, what is the role in Krishna in my life? What I've already finished my endeavor. What is he going to do? He'll come and say, nice you did. What is a big deal? When I was struggling, he was not coming. Like that, people will say. That is atheistic thought. Oh, theistic thought, another devotional thought is this, that when I was working hard, that strength to work hard, intelligence to work hard, and physical strength, everything, all this inspiration, everything is Krishna only. So all we did was only desire. So I decided, okay, I should work hard today. Then Krishna gave everything. That is how the devotees see the whole thing, right? So I hope that helps. Okay, so I think we have spent some good time. I know there'll be few questions here and there. So Chandra Prabhu, you have anything to share, Prabhu? Tell me speaking on mute, Prabhu. He is our early bird uh, at 6 o'clock. Prabhu, you are still on mute. Why it is not unmuting?
Prabhuji, my health has not been really good for the last couple of days.
Oh, sorry. Sorry to hear that. But you will be all right. You look all right.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Maybe Krishna. Somebody asked some question, or Srividya Mataji asked some question. If you are able to somehow connect Krishna's or Prabhupada's statements to the Kamya Katha, then the whole talk becomes spiritual. Yes, maybe to the extent to the extent we are able to bring Krishna in there in our consciousness and in others' consciousness also. Maybe I can tell that, but it's easy said than done.
We have to scrutinizingly study his books to get that consciousness, no? Prabhuji, at that time.
At that time, you may not be able to study, but the thing is, whatever you have studied, you should digest, like the cow, no? He eats and then brings it out and again. What is that? It just chews again more slowly, right? Like that, we have to keep meditating on that. Like how sometimes you can try to do this, like when Prahlad was being taught all those things, Gramya by his teachers, Prahlad was sitting there and he was thinking of Krishna, right? And then they were telling, how come you are not learning? You are learning all these things from us and you are speaking something else to your father. So he says, my actual teacher told me this. You are not, I'm only taking that as the right lesson, not yours. So that is, the Prahlad is a very good example to follow in this case. You just be there, whatever, but in your mind, it's something other keeps going on. So people will not mind it. The whole idea is that, see, one point I have to see here is that in Gramya Kathas, the problem is that turning that Gramya Katha into Krishna Katha is only expert preachers can do, expert devotees can do. It's not so easy because they will drag you to the gutter easily. So we have to be very careful in not succumbing to their the Maya trick basically. So you can say Krishna statement, you can say Prabhupada statements. Then they'll say, oh no, this ISKCON is also like this, ISKCON is also like that. I've had a bad experience here, there, etc., etc. People speak. So this thing should not agitate you. On the other hand, by your conviction in Krishna consciousness, or your conviction in Krishna and Prabhupada, when we speak certain things with pure heart, this thing, then they will accept it. Maybe. But if they don't accept it, if they don't accept it, it should not affect us. If it is affecting us, then we are again in identification. We are going with an expectation that, they should appreciate me, my knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, or appreciate this point which I said. That is nurturing our ego. So you just tell, at that point he may not accept. Later it might strike to him. Right? Speaking is your duty. Convincing is Krishna's duty. But what do? We are wanted to ensure that we only convince them also. So conviction is not in our hands. Only speaking we can do. And to the extent we are convinced about what we are speaking, to that extent, maybe Krishna will desire to. Vidura was preaching to Dhritarashtra whole life. Forget about us. Vidura is such a Mahatma, pure devotee. He was preaching to this Dhritarashtra for the whole life. So he was not become a devotee. He was the only person he was preaching to. That also was not there. And he was not rejected. He went back. He went for a pilgrimage and all that. Then later, the same thing, this thing has happened. When his attachment went away, then Vidura's words made sense to him. So Krishna decided that at this point only Vidura's words will enter into his heart. Until that point, it was only going like this and coming on. But he was not dejected by it. He was not saying, "Oh, this person is not hearing at all. I will not do any more preaching to him." It's the same nonsense. He didn't do like that. He did to the point where Krishna wanted him to. And that is where the more we become pure, the more Krishna will give us the indication whom to speak, what to speak, when to speak. And there are some times when you will see by your things of Krishna's and inspiration only, you will understand this is a waste of time talking to these people. They are just come for it. At the same time, what you do, will not hate them. You will give a different level of thing. You will only give prasadam, no speaking. Give them prasadam, give them some nice words, and let them have a good experience in the temple or in our presence. They will go away. And this time they come, they will carry that in their mind. So many people, they carry very bad experience as a long time. Oh, you people, I know they have really behaved very rude. 50 years ago, you behaved like that. That also they will come and remember and tell us. So it's very important to give such people who are not ready for philosophy, to give them, say, simpler things. They give them some gifts, give them some Mahaprasadam, have them full prasadam, etc. Whatever. Or give them garlands of Krishna or something. They'll become very happy. You give a garland for Krishna's thing, they will really enjoy, be very happy about it. So there's so many ways to do it. All this is Buddhi Yogam Tam. He will give the intelligence by which he can serve to different people. Okay. So we'll stop here. Thank you so much, Prabhu Mataji. Hare Krishna, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Bhagavad Gita, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
And tomorrow evening, 7:30, Krishna willing, will continue Prabhupada's morning. Some very exciting sections coming. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.